What's up, fishy friends? Welcome to Tim's School of Fish, and class is in session. I am super excited because today we are going to take a look at the newest release from the Ryder Spades Black Appaloosa series. This was Andy Armstrong's last or one of the last series that he designed when he was still at Smoky Mountain Knife Works before he moved on to ROSECRAFT blades. And this series started with an absolute bang. We have looked at every single one of them so far. I will link that playlist to the end screen. Go and check it out. But the last two, the Easy Open and the Easy Open Lockback, were kind of crappy. And so I began to lose my enthusiasm for this series, and they were crappy because they made changes to those two Easy Opens after Andy had left, and they added a double nail nick to both of those Easy Opens. The action was terrible. They just really went downhill, so I've kind of lost some of my steam for this series. I'm not sure if it's the best they've ever made. We're going to have to wait until the last one is released. There's one more to go in this series. Hopefully they did not do anything stupid to Andy's design. But today we are going to take a look at the Ryder Spades Black Appaloosa Streamline Fixed Blade. So without further ado, let's get this camera turned around and take a closer look.
Hi, man. Do me a favor and go ahead and hit that like button. While you're at it, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you very much, man.
Just a couple quick announcements before we take a look at this knife today. My knife design, the USA-made, handmade Blackwater Knife Company Bonefish, is available right now. You can get yours from blackwaternifeco.com. I will link that website down in the description. I've got 4 different handle variants, 2 different blade steels. Get yours now before they're gone. Get yourself a USA-made, handmade, killer fixed blade. Buy yourself one for Christmas because you absolutely deserve it. And then the ROSECRAFT blade Sweetwater Creek Senator also dropped today. We've got 2 different handle variants. We've got that red sandalwood killer lamb's foot blade on this one, or we've got it in genuine stag, absolutely killer. So head over there to rosecraftblades.com, pick yourself up one of these, and make sure you use code TIMFISH, all one word, TIMFISH, and save 10%. All right, so the Ryder Spades Black Appaloosa Streamline Fixed Blade comes in this magnetic clasp box. On the top here it says Ryder Spades Appaloosa. On the side of the box here it says 30 Ryder, always high quality handmade. Now the 30 is because 2024 is the 30-year anniversary of Ryder knives, which started in 1994. On the end here, we've got our model number. This is RR2490. On the inside of the lid, we've got the back-to-back R's with Ryder. We've got a nice padded felt liner, and there's our knife. So let's take a look at this bad boy. All right, so this knife comes with a black leather sheath. Decent sheath. It's not the thickest leather in the world. It's got a belt loop on here. It's got some rivets. Stitching is pretty good. Decent sheath. Nothing super exciting, but it is functional. It doesn't look too bad, and it has great retention. Overall length on this knife is right about 6 3/4 inches. Total blade length here is about 3.5 inches, and we've got about 3 1/8 inch of cutting edge. Our blade here is a drop point blade. We've got a flat grind or a high saber grind, mirror polish on there, so forgive me for the reflection. It's just hard to do videos on a mirrored polish knife. On the ricasso here, we've got the diamond stamp that says Ryder and 30 on it for the 30-year anniversary. On the other side, we've got our blade steel, which is 440A. We've got our model number there, RR2490. This one is a full tang. We've got a little bit of jimping here. We've got a nice big finger choil cut out here. We've still got a burr on this knife, and you can feel that burr on one side feels sharp, the other side feels dull. When we look at the edge grind, you can clearly see that it's uneven, and they really got into that plunge grind. And we've got a huge smile on this side. Now look, this is a $20 knife, just under $20, and also the tip on here is not very sharp. Now I'll put a new edge on here, lay it back, get it even. I'll clean up that tip a little bit, but in my experience, Rough Ryder's edge grinds, while they're not perfect, I'm not saying that, they're usually much better than this. So the edge grind is pretty poor on this one. We've got those black Appaloosa bone covers. And right off the bat, you can see that there's a lot of black on this one, but I do like how we've got some areas that have darker black and some areas that are not as dark. Nickel silver pins, we've got that nickel silver spade shield on here. On the other side, you can see it's very different. I don't have a problem with that. Some guys get upset when the die is not exactly the same. Bone is a natural material, and it's going to take up die differently depending on the nature of that bone, the density, and all kinds of other factors. So I have no problem with that at all. We've got no proud pins. Our shield is inlaid nicely. We've got those nice black underliners on here. Lanyard hole here if you want to put a lanyard on your knife. I don't know if I would put it on this knife. This is essentially a bird and trout knife. For light duty skinning, you're really not going to need a lanyard on there. In the hand, this is a 3-fingered knife for me, but we've got that nice finger choil, and it is very comfortable in the hand. The jimping is pretty functional. It does provide a little bit of grip for your thumb. Hammer grip just does not feel good to me because this handle is so narrow, and I really just can't think of a reason why you would need a hammer grip on a very light duty knife like this anyway. Reverse grip feels okay for pull cuts. Gas station stabby grip if your sandwich gets out of hand and you need to give them the business. So ergonomics, pretty good for what it is. Overall, I like it. I like the design. I do love a good little bird and trout knife. You know, it's just okay for me. It's not outstanding like the first few were. Now, like I said, there's one more left in this series, and it's an upswept trapper, and I hope that they haven't done anything stupid and made any stupid changes to that knife. So let's pull out all of them and take a look at every single knife in the series so far. All right, so there's 9 total knives in this series, and here's the first 8 in order that they were released. First, we had the Coke bottle, then we had the 2-bladed swell center jack, then we had the 2-bladed senator, the capital intern, the doctor's knife, the easy open lockback, and now the Streamline fixed blade. So the first 5 were phenomenal, and then these 2 happened. And the reason I'm so upset about these 2 is they added that double nail nick, which is just absolutely freaking horrible. The whole point of an easy open is so that you can pinch open it. Now, this was an addition they made after Andy left. They put that double nail nick on it, and I think it just ruins it. In my opinion, the Coke bottle is still my favorite. However, this easy open could have become my favorite out of the bunch. I just love it. It's a perfect size. The die on this one is primo, and I love that big spear point blade with the forward swedge on it. So this one would have been my favorite if not for that double nail nick, and I hate it. I'm going to tell you guys, I absolutely hate that double nail nick. I think it ruins it for me. If it had not been for the fact that I already had the first 5 and wanted to get this whole series, I wouldn't have bought it. I would not have bought it because it had a double nail nick on it. And then they had the easy open lockback. Again, they put a double nail nick on there, which is not on the original design. Now, the original design on this one did have a swing guard. They removed that. I'm okay with that. Sorry, Andy, but I'm not a huge fan of swing guards. So they took that off. I like that change. But again, when they added the double nail nick, it just ruins it for me. It just absolutely kills the aesthetic of the knife. It's not necessary and it's just stupid. I don't know why they would have changed anything because it was perfect as it is. And you can see Andy Armstrong's design language all over these knives. I mean, in my opinion, it is undeniable. We've got the blade shapes, the forward swedges. It just has Andy's DNA all over it. So the first 5, phenomenal. These 2 could have been phenomenal, but they went and jacked it up. The Streamline fixed blade, while I love the design, I'm a little bit peeved about the edge, but I'll fix the edge. So a little bit back on track with this one. We'll wait and see how that upswept trapper turns out. Hopefully they don't do anything stupid to it, and this can go down as one of the best Rough Rider series of all time, in my opinion. So there you go, boys and girls. That is the Rough Rider Spades Black Appaloosa Streamline Fixed Blade. As always, I appreciate you for watching. Give me a thumbs up. Drop me a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you have anything from this series. Let me know if you're like me and you have all of these. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. Just click my logo right over there. That's it for this episode of Tim's School of Fish. Boys and girls, class dismissed.